We're going to have a repeat of last week. Huh? Where you knock the kitty treat jar on the floor and you and your sister run back to your bedroom and we don't see you for the rest of the live stream? Is that what's going to happen? Huh? Hope not. Everybody comes to see you. Looks like you're ready for kitty treats. You're already drooling all over the couch. They haven't even pulled them out yet. There's already drool on the couch. What do you have to say for yourself? Looks like people start to show up. Let's see what they're saying, huh? Hello, top vloggers. Hello, Rosemary. How you doing? Here we go again. I got this way back in the corner now so that we don't have a repeat of last week. We got Nibble already kind of starting to make her approach here. Get the TV tray with the mouse out of the way here. We're going to have to go get some more kitty treats, aren't we? We're almost done. Want one, Nibble? You got to come join the show. That's the problem when we get to the bottom of the jar, don't we? Isn't it? It's all just little chunks now. There's not very many big pieces left, so it's more work, isn't it? All right, well, we'll join them later here. Hello, Margaret. Hello, Connie. How are you doing? We're back at it again. Got to get everyone to take their morning cup of coffee here so we'll liven up a little bit. What's the weather like today? It's a little overcast. It was like 70 degrees a little bit ago. So we're supposed to be warming up though. I think we're supposed to be like into the low 90s by tomorrow, I think is what they're saying. But then maybe we got rain coming on Wednesday. Looking forward to that. Always love it when it rains. Let's see, what are they saying for tomorrow? Yeah, 93 tomorrow. Then a 58% chance of rain on Wednesday. So I like that. My mom was mentioning that they got a kind of a weird storm coming in through California right now. She's hoping she was getting something. I was looking at it last night. It looked like it was all moving north of her, but now it kind of, last time I looked this morning, it looked like they're getting a little bit of rain now. Yeah, that's California right now, Northern California. So they're getting a little bit of rain coming in. Doesn't look like looks like it's still really primarily pounding north of my mom, but she should be getting a little bit. They were saying something on the radio this morning about like 8 to 12 inches. And I mean, rain is nice, but that much in that short of a time, especially after all the fires, you know what the news is going to be for the next few days. It's going to be landslides and mudslides, and houses coming off the sides of hills and stuff like that. But you know what? That's what happens. Hello, John. Like showing his butt, but at a different angle. Not up here on the couch, just on the ground showing his butt. Bye. Get this up here so I'm not cutting my head off. Your bird bath got frozen up and it's in the 60s. 14 in England. Okay. I guess that's a little on the chilly side. Nothing really bad, but still something I'd probably be wearing shirt pants and a t-shirt in, but that's just me. I'm funny that way. Hey, Nibble, you gonna come and visit us? Or you just gonna go walk around and meow at me? She's kind of going around the table here. She usually goes around the easy boy chair and on that, or the lazy boy chair over there, but this time she's going the other way. Yeah, I'm hoping we get some snow this year too again. I mean, yeah, it was weird for everybody and all that, but I kind of like it when it snows a little. So and it turns out the two winters I've been here now, we've gotten snow each year. Just a dusting the first year, and then we had our big freeze earlier this year. Yeah, and Nibble's already gone back to her room. That's the way she is. They're predicting a pretty harsh winter for Minnesota this year. I guess you're getting like it's an El Nino year, I think, and that kind of pushes the weather systems further north, I think. Actually, no, it's El Nino is usually pushing further south, but I don't know that how that affects the Midwest. If you can consider Minnesota the Midwest, maybe that's the mid north, huh? Because usually the El Nino kind of drags the jet stream more south, and so I remember, like Los Angeles area would get pounded more. But I think it kind of dips back up as it goes further across the Americas, and that might pound Minnesota might already move back up to like Minnesota area at that point. Yeah, I know mild winters in Minnesota. That's almost something you don't hear about. You don't think of mild winters when you think of Minnesota. Oh, here comes Nibble again. Must have heard her name. Got to arc it over Mike's head, or he'll nab it and he'll steal it from his sister, because that's just the kind of gentleman he is. Yeah, I think Nibble got that one too. First there for a second, I thought Pipe stole it from her, but I guess not. There's one for you, buddy. You figure since you got no competition, no sense in running for it, huh? You like the mac and cheese recipe? Yeah, I finished that up for breakfast this morning. It isn't quite as good as a rerun, but it was pretty good fresh out of the pot. I kind of like when I have mac and cheese, I like the cheese to be a little bit more creamy. I think a lot of the problems, a lot of times when you put mac and cheese in the refrigerator, then it all just kind of sticks together. It turns into a big blob. And then when you heat it up and try and mix it up again, it ends up tearing up the macaroni. Yeah, started out the day just right. You're right. Mac and cheese with a little bite. And then we're going to do a live stream with Big Bite. And Norton's doing its thing again here. I got to remember to turn Norton off before I start these live streams. It sees me not pushing the mouse and doing any input or anything, and all of a sudden it thinks it can go in and do virus scans and stuff like that. And I don't need Norton going in competing for bandwidth. Everybody but Connie's really quiet today. Nobody else have anything to say? Hey, and stare at Bite and Nibble staring at you. Yeah, the breadcrumbs actually add a little crunch to it. I thought it was an interesting idea. Bite and Nibble are just staring off into space, but then they hear their name and then look at me. Funny critters, huh? Yeah, I nuked the mac and cheese this morning. I did put a little bit of milk in there as I was cooking it, kind of stirred it up as it was cooking. Like I said, what tends to happen is you put it in a bowl and you put it in the refrigerator, and then you dump it out of the bowl and it's in a bowl shaped brick. And so you kind of got to break it up. But sometimes it's easier to break it up when it's after you've nuked it a little. Hello, Mark. How you doing? How's life in Vermont? Seems like everybody's a little sleepy this morning. I got an excuse for that. I just finished two 20-hour days in a row, but I don't know. Maybe it's contagious. One of those computer viruses you're hearing all about. That would be the ultimate virus, wouldn't it? Something that you get sick from watching something on a uh, on a live stream. I don't know. Maybe that happens already. Maybe you get sick by watching me. But Silo Screams was fun last night. It was a real long night. As we get closer to Halloween, more and more people come out. So the thing runs from 8 to 11. But if you're in line at 11 o'clock, they'll let you in. And I don't think we actually got out of that place until I don't know. They probably didn't let us loose, to say that everything was done until probably 12:30 or 1. I didn't get home to almost 2. I kind of told John this year I'm probably going to cut it back a little bit here next year. These 2 days in a row where I'm, getting up at 5, going to work, doing Silo Screams, getting home at 1, going back to work the next day at 5. It's just it's kicking my butt. I'm not as young as I was 2 years ago. Silo Screams is Fridays and Saturday nights, except next week they're also doing Friday, Saturday, and then since Halloween is on Sunday, we're going to do a Sunday also. He also mentioned that they're going to do what they call a blackout show or a night on November 6th, where basically it's the same thing with like half the crew and all the lights will be out in the place. So there's going to be no lights in there, and they give like people glow sticks, and that'll be your only source of light. Yeah, I've often wondered what would happen if a cop pulled me over because, I don't take the makeup off until I get home. And last night, what I did is I had three gashes down this side of my face and three gashes down this side of my face. I wanted to look like somebody come at me and gone like this, and it looked pretty horrific. Like I said, I've wondered what the cops would think. It's like, no, don't worry about it. It's just makeup. And then they find out a guy's putting makeup on. Then they start looking at you really weird. But I'm definitely improving my style. I think by the time Silo Screams is done, I'm going to actually be pretty good at it. So when is the job over? It looks like November 6th is going to be the last day. And it's three days next weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, which is Halloween. And then I guess November 6th is Saturday, the week following. And that's the blackout show. Bite's over here looking out the window now. Used to be a big shrub in front of that window, so when the window was open, all I could see was the backside of the shrub. But that shrub died in the winter storm last year, and so I pulled it out and put something else in there that'll eventually get big. But right now it's nice and small, and Mike can see everything that's going on out there, so he likes that. That's one of his favorite places to hang out. No, it is a paid attraction. I get paid for the number of nights I work. It isn't a huge amount of money, but I'm not doing it really for the money. I'm doing it because I like doing it. I have a blast doing it. A lot of fun scaring people and all that. In fact, for those of you who are on the Facebook page, last night I went live for a few minutes in there. Basically, there's a sink in the room I'm in, a prop sink, and I basically just went live, put the camera in the sink, pointed at the ceiling, and just caught all the atmosphere, all the screams of terror of people as they're encountering my little piece of the puzzle. Just another incentive to go watch the Facebook page or go join the Facebook page. I'm sure Jan won't mind me promoting that. Bye. Want to come up here and visit? Still a little traumatized from the fallen kitty treat jar, I think. Oh, there's Nibble again. Peeking her head around the corner there. And Bite showing us his butt again. Everybody's really quiet today. I've been watching the SpaceX stuff going up. No, I haven't really. I mean, I guess I see stuff online from time to time, but I don't really follow it that closely. Even though SpaceX is very close here, there's a facility just a few miles from here. In fact, I tried to go vlog it once, but I couldn't get that close to it. So that's just the way it goes. Yeah, finally, well, William Shatner went to space. He's been doing a TV show about being in space for 70 years now, 60 years now. It was the late 60s, I think that show was on. And maybe if I start drinking the vodka, people will get a little bit more excited. When am I going to leave the skeleton on the couch? Do you mean on the porch? I don't know. I might not even do that this year. Right now, he just kind of becomes a fun little prop for the live streams. He's like in different places every time we do a live stream. Just my kind of my little Halloween thing here. He's my house guest. Yeah, exactly. I pose him differently each time. Last time he was sitting on the couch next to me. The week before that, he was kneeling on the floor behind the DVD rack here. And I think the week before, I had him hanging here. So I don't know. I just like to mix it up, have him be in kind of a different place each time. Adam Wu's gonna pull back on the Disney stuff. That's probably a good idea. I mean, I'm guessing there's a certain amount of people that really like the Disney stuff, but I think it gets old after a while. And how many times can you really film a single location? I mean, even if you go on every ride, eventually, um, you've covered everything. I know it was kind of the same way when I worked at Disneyland. For the first 6 months or so that I worked there, I went there a lot, but eventually you just get to the point where, okay, how many times I'm going to ride Space Mountain? How many times I'm going to ride Pirates of the Caribbean or go in the Haunted Mansion? You've been there, you've done that. Don't know if the cats meowed this morning. I was dead to the world. There's two live streams in a row when you moved. Oh no. Well, they're still up. You can still watch them. But I won't be able to answer you if you ask a question. Unfortunately, I can't respond. I can't answer live questions if I'm not live anymore. Hello, beautiful Tennessee from beautiful Texas. What kind of guitars do I have? Well, let's take a little field trip, and I'll show you here. Unplug here, so give me a second. Yep, that's the sound of getting old, people. I'm sure some of you know what that is, what that feels like. These are both guitars that I got from Guided by Voices one way or another. This one actually belonged here to the guitar player. He sold it to me. He was kind of offloading some stuff when he was getting married about 10 years ago, and he sold me that guitar and autographed it for me. And so that is obviously the crown jewel of my collection. In fact, a couple years ago when I was updating the website, I run a Guided by Voices related website. Um, I was updating the website, putting new scans of some of the pictures and stuff like that, and I came across this promotional photograph I had of the singer. I know you can't really see it very well because of the glare, but when I scanned it and was looking at the picture, it's like I realized this is this guitar. So how cool is it that you have an autographed guitar from the guitar player of Guided by Voices and an autographed official promotional photo of the lead singer holding it? And so now I display those two things next to each other. And obviously, that, like I said, that's the crown jewel of my collection. And then this here, this is just a kind of a cheap Epiphone guitar that a radio station was giving away back in, let's see, 2001. And they'd done an in studio appearance by Guided by Voices, and they had everybody in the band autograph the guitar, and then they raffled it off to a fan, and the fan that won it didn't want it, sold it on eBay, and I got it. So that's an autographed guitar. I don't know. It's just it's that one's nothing special. Like I said, this one here is my favorite. But yeah, there you go. You see your reflection of yourself watching the guitar here. So there you go. All right, let's plug myself back in here and catch up on whatever it was I missed. There's power. And I just dropped the mouse. And I think it was right the first time here. There we go. All right, let's see, what did I miss here? I had some good luck winning the bid on eBay. At the time, I had a reasonable amount of expendable income from the job I had. And so I was buying stuff left and right. I mean, if you remember way back when I did a video of my collection of my Guided by Voices propellers, which is a rare album, you know, first pressing of one of their albums, and there were only 500 of them out there. And I'm kind of single-handedly responsible for driving the price up. You know, it used to be that they'd sell for, you know, $100 or $150. You know, I drove the price up to $500-600 in some cases. In fact, when I was getting ready to move, I sold two of them, and I got what, $1,500 or $2,000 a piece for them. And I know the singer sold one a number of years ago, and he got almost $8,000 for that one. So I take a little pride in that. That was me. Yeah, yeah. I mean, it was a decent amount. Hang on, I think I still got the paperwork. Yeah, I got the guitar for $800. So I mean, it wasn't an outrageous price, but in fact, this is another photo of the guitar here, and this is the singer here, and this is a guitar player I bought the guitar from. So, you know, it's shown up in a couple of promotional pictures. I guess this one ended up in a magazine somewhere. And get it back into the wrapper here. It isn't wanting to slide in very well right now. There we go. I think you got it now. All right, what's happening here? When Bite comes back, give him a belly rub. Yeah, well, if we see him. Yeah, I know. That's a decent price. I'm sure it's probably worth more today because, you know, that guitar player is still with the band. You know, that was Probably 15 years ago I bought that. In fact, the date's probably on here. Yeah, 2005. That was 16 years ago. You know, with things like that, you never know what they'll go for. It might also lose a little bit of value because when he autographed it, he personalized it to me. So who's going to want to have a guitar signed by the guitar player, guided by voices? It's personalized to someone else, right? But that's okay. I got you beat, Lorelei, and my birthday, I'll be 58. Good morning, Alberta. It is about 11:30 right now. Connie will be 71 on her birthday. There we go. I'm not really fishing for birthdays or for how old everyone is, but that's cool. I do kind of know that most of my audience is 35 or older, like a huge, huge percentage. You know, Jordan's audience is younger than mine. I think like 98.5% of my audience is older than 35. So definitely a different audience. The male to female demographics have swung a little bit. It used to be 60-40 women to men, but now I think it's almost 50-50. I guess whatever it is I'm doing, it's a little bit more attractive to the guys now, I guess. Yeah, the mac and cheese wasn't bad. How's mom doing? Mom is doing good. She sent me another text message here. Let me read it for you here. She's doing that now because she knows it always comes up on the live stream. And so on Saturday night, she gives me an update so I know what to tell everyone because she watches the live streams, but she doesn't watch them live. She watches them several hours later. And so she'll like watch this one tonight. And she always notices that the question always comes up, how's mom doing? And I always say, well, I mean, this is the worst time to ask because I talked to her on Sunday afternoon, it's Sunday morning. And so now she's to the point where she just sends me a text every Saturday night so I know what to say. She said, just a Saturday evening check-in. Hi to you and your viewers. I am well, getting ready for the atmospheric river. I guess they got a big storm blowing through. Uh, and the atmospheric is supposed to come to hit California tomorrow. They really played it up. Hope it materializes somewhat. Never heard of it before, but let's see, hang on, I gotta. Sometimes she types more than they'll put on the screen here. Never heard of it before, but if we get some rain and snow in the mountains, that will be a good thing. Of course, it's bad timing with all the fires because you'll have landslides, which is not good. It could just fizzle to stand by, and we'll see how it plays out. It's just have a happy day and week, everyone. So there you go. That's the latest from my mom. She's doing good. Thanks, Connie. I know my mom appreciates that a lot. Oh yeah, homemade mac and cheese is definitely better than the stuff out of a box. I mean, the stuff out of the box is quick, but hello, Roberta. Good to see you again. I'm doing well, and my mom is too. I guess they got a big storm coming through Northern California, and she's hoping to get some rain out of that. But I don't know. I was looking a little bit ago. It looks like they're getting a little bit of rain, but not a whole lot. See, that's kind of Northern California right there, and my mom is kind of down here. So the yellow is really heavy, the green is kind of lighter, and then when it starts turning purple here, this is snow. So they're getting a little bit of light rain, but I don't think she's getting pounded. It's up here that they're getting it, and so that will be interesting. I guess you'll be hearing about that on the news over the next day or so. They were saying on the radio this morning they might get 8 to 12 inches. That's a lot of rain. Even for Texas, that's a lot of rain. Top bloggers will not eat mac and cheese if it has powder cheese in the box. Yeah. Yeah, I saw the one where Jordan got the motorcycle too. In fact, I sent him a text message and said, "You got a motorcycle?" And he said, "Yeah, I thought I told you." Guess he's really enjoying it. I don't know. I've thought about getting a motorcycle, but I don't know. Could get 12 inches of rain in Vegas. I didn't look at Vegas on the radar. I mean, I guess I see a little bit of blowing through there right now, but I don't know. We'll see. You know, my little radar app, it only tells me, what's happening right now. It doesn't really give you that good of an indication of what's happening over the next, 12 or 24 hours. It's good for a couple hours out. What kind? Are you talking Jordan's motorcycle, or what kind would I get? Because I don't even know if I'd get one at this point. I've thought about it, but I haven't really thought that hard about it. I think he just got a Honda. It's a nice bike, though. It really is. If he enjoys it, that's great. Finally getting rain in Brentwood. Did you feel the earthquake this morning? I assume that's Brentwood, California, because there was like a. I was noticing that this morning. There was like a what were they calling it? A 3.9 in Maywood, I think is what they were calling it. That isn't that far from Brentwood. I have friends in like Orange County that were saying they felt it. Let's see here. 3.6, yeah, 3.6 on the Richter scale. It was 9 local time, so it would have been about 7 a.m. this morning. Oh, I saw that on the map this morning. I said, "Oh, I bet you I would have felt that in Placentia." We had a storm last night in Iowa. I love it when it rains. I mean, you know that. I often will go live or include video or something like that of the rain. Yeah, I think he said something when I was talking to him about it, about having thought about having a motorcycle for a while. I guess his dad had one, and they used to ride around together. And but he didn't want to have one in LA because people are crazy in LA. I don't blame him. I wouldn't drive around LA on a motorcycle either. But yeah, I hope he's careful too. He is though. Jordan's careful. He's just got to worry about other people not being careful. That's the problem. More, most of the problem motorcycle drivers run into isn't because they do something stupid. It's because somebody else does something stupid. Roberta's internet isn't working. Appreciate your good wishes, and we wish you luck, Roberta. Yeah, I know. Yeah, LA is not the place to ride a motorcycle, definitely. Yeah, I think that's often the reason why people ride Harleys because they're so loud. Because that's one of the things I noticed when Jordan fired up his motorcycle. It's really quiet. That's the dangerous thing is if it's such a small vehicle to begin with, and then if people don't hear you, they don't know that you're there, and they just kind of merge into you, or they'll turn right in front of you or something like that. I don't know if Jordan's really thinking about going out and doing any long rides. I think he just likes kind of getting out on the road a little bit. So that's fine. I'm sure he'll be careful. And you know, I'm a bicycle rider too, and the rule I always take is regardless of what the rules, what the what the right of way issues are, is like I always make sure that I make eye contact before I move in front of them because you know he saying he had the right of way. That's they'll print that on your tombstone. That doesn't count for anything. I don't know. I think an electronic motorcycle would be probably the worst because those things are virtually silent. Phyllis's ex had a Harley, sold it after three near misses. Yeah, I don't doubt it. A lot of accidents in LA. Yeah, you're right. I've driven through LA a whole bunch of times because Jordan, as you know, used to live up in Hollywood, so people are especially crazy around there. He lived right off Hollywood Boulevard, so you're on Hollywood Boulevards, like you've seen all sorts of crazy stuff there. Jordan hasn't visited me since he was at my apartment a year and a half ago, almost 2 years ago now. Wow, it's been that long. I haven't been to California now since my father's funeral. So that's been a year and a half, the longest time I've ever been out of the state of California. Well, I'm not going to confirm that Jordan's left California. I'll confirm that I have. I mean, you all know I live in Waco. You think an Easy Rider? Peter Fonda and Dennis Hopper on the road trip? Yeah, it's Easy Rider. It's a good movie. There's been a number of movies that I thought Dennis Hopper was just fantastic in, and that was one of them. I also like him in Blue Velvet. I can't imagine anyone else playing that character in Blue Velvet. Frank Booth. Yeah, I didn't like him as well in Speed. He played a decent psycho, but I don't know. It wasn't. I don't think it was that good of a role for him. Are there any sinkholes in Texas? I'm sure there probably are. I'm not aware of any. Actually, there was that. Well, when Jordan and I were coming to Texas, we went and visited Wink, Texas, which is where Roy Orbison grew up. And as we were leaving Wink, just outside of Wink, there was a couple of sinkholes that had been there for many years. And I tried to vlog it, but I couldn't get that close. Yeah, Dennis Hopper was awesome. 3.6 earthquake is a pretty decent one. I don't sleep through them anymore, but when I was a kid, I slept through the Sylmar earthquake. I think that was 1971 in California. That was a pretty good sized earthquake. I'm told I slept through that one though. Be nice to go to the library, go in the library next time to go visit the bushes. Yeah, I mean, if I'm when I get back into College Station again, it's just that's a long trip because it's about 100 miles from here. I'll definitely have to do my homework, make sure it's open this time. Have I done a Texas Rangers vlog? I did. I went through the Texas Rangers Museum about 2 years ago. That's a two-part vlog. It was the first summer I was here. So you have to go check that one out. I assume you mean the law enforcement agency, not the sports team. How many people are we averaging a night at Silo Screams? I'll tell you, the place was packed last night. Um, once I got, what they do is you come into this kind of big empty lot and they park the cars out there, and there's a special parking place for employees that's almost right next to the attraction, and it's way ahead of where everyone else gets to park. And so you pull up to where they're steering you into the parking place for the public and tell them you work there, and they'll send you back to the other place. And last night I had to drive so slowly going through there because it was just packed with people. They must have had 1,000 people there. It was insane. It was nonstop. No time to get your break, get a rest or anything like that. You'd uh, you'd chase one group off, and the next group would come in. And it was constant all night last night, and it's been getting busier each week. So that seems that seemed to be expected, and I'm guessing next week will just be insane. Yeah, the Texas Ranger one. Let me see if I can find it quickly here. I often can't because it's not as easy to find online, but it's one of the earlier ones. Let's see here. Okay, I'm back to me buying my house. I go nice and slow now. I think I was still back in the summer though, wasn't it? It should have been more than 2 years ago. Okay, where was it? Where was it? Where was it? There it is. Okay. Yeah, it's episodes 106 and 107. So if you go search ETM 106 and ETM 107, you'll find it. Have I ever been to Las Vegas? Yeah, a number of times. In fact, last time I was there, I went with Jordan. He did a trip through Vegas, and we spent a couple days there. I think that was for like one of Jaws' birthdays, and we went and saw the car that Bonnie and Clyde were gunned down in, and we went and saw the gold and silver pawn shop, and um, what else did we do there? Wandered around the strip a little bit. Oh, we saw the Kiss mini golf and the Twilight Zone mini golf thing. We did a bunch of things that trip. It was a fun trip. Do I have any restaurant vlogs coming up? No, honestly. Well, I mean, I don't usually plan ahead. Hey, I'm going to do a restaurant vlog. Restaurant cooking vlogs are one of those things that, I get up in the morning and say, what am I going to do today? Let's do a restaurant vlog. So I don't usually plan ahead for that. Who knows? I haven't done one in a while. Basically, ever since I moved into the house, I think I've only done, I went to that Fuzzy's taco place, and that was pretty good. I think that's the only restaurant vlog I've done since I moved into the house. I don't know. Maybe it's time. Might do one today. Who knows? I'm kind of exhausted from Silo Screams the last couple nights, so I was going to plan on taking it kind of easy. Well, a restaurant vlog is pretty easy to do. Love to vlog with me in Vegas, huh? Yeah, that might be kind of fun. I wasn't vlogging at that point, so I wasn't vlogging. I was just kind of a participant in Jordan's vlogs. What is the saying on the shirt? It's my Silo Screams one. It's their slogan. It says, "Want to scream?" Oh yeah, those margaritas were intense at Fuzzy's. Yeah, I've actually been back a couple times for the margaritas. Those are awesome. I love a margarita where you receive it and you open it up and it's like you can smell the tequila. Okay, this is going to be a good one. The ones where you smell the margarita and not the tequila. Then that can barely be considered a margarita. One of the jobs I had. after I worked left right before I left the CD industry and went over to Disney. I worked at a company called ODC that made the machines that made compact disc and DVD masters. And sometimes on Saturdays, which was normally our day off, but days we'd go in and just do some work. The boss would take us over to a local Mexican restaurant and give it and feed us lunch, and we'd have margaritas, and we'd come back and spend the rest of the day in a haze. And those were good. I mean, you get it, and it's like you're almost drunk just from the fumes. That's a good margarita. Where are the kitties? I think they're both hidden in their room. Have I been following the Brian Laundrie case? I mean, yeah, I guess I've been kind of aware of it. I guess he's dead. I guess that explains why nobody found him. Yeah, actually, margaritas sound really good. See, that's what I got to do is go get a couple margaritas for the live stream. Two of those things, and I'd be asleep. Are they too? Are they still scared to come out? No, they were out a little earlier, but Nibble usually is out a little bit right at the beginning, and then she usually goes back to her room. Bite, he'll sometimes be out here for the whole time, but yeah, I know Australia's getting crazy. It's really sad when you see a free country that just starts embracing tyranny like that. Well, I mean, just spoiler alert, this isn't really vodka, this is water. It's just been kind of an ongoing joke. Yeah, the plant in the kitchen loves the new pot. In fact, I'll go get it for you. Hang on a second. Let you see this. So yeah, there it is. It's still alive. Can you believe that that's the only plant I brought with me from California that survived? And that just basically, it was one or two leaves that came in a glass of water. And I put it in the soil here, and planted it about 2 years ago. Put it in soil a couple years ago. It was in the apartment, and repotted it a few months ago. And yeah, it's doing well. Let me pick it up here, get it closer to get here so you can see it. So yeah, it's doing well. It's alive. Getting all sorts of new growth here. So we're gonna have to start training this thing and start having it run all around the kitchen here. So that thing is doing good. I'm very pleased with that. Weather's supposed to be kind of nice. I think they're saying mid 80s to today and like 93 tomorrow. So yeah, I know I'm a little concerned with the direction we're going to in the United States, but I think there's still kind of a check on this. America has always been a free country, and I think at some point it's going to get so bad that people are going to say, "No, we don't want this. We want it the way it was. We remember what freedom is." Yeah, Mark, you've been with me since the beginning. I know. And yeah, I'm so grateful to Jordan for helping me get going on this. It was his idea that I start doing this. Um, yeah, I had already decided, I decided like 3.5 years ago that, okay, I'm done with California. I'm going to sell the house. And I knew I wanted to come to Texas, but I didn't know where in Texas where I wanted to go. So a couple months before I started vlogging, um, it was like January of the year that I moved to Texas. And work had just stopped. I was off of work for a little while. So I said, you know what? I'm going to take a little money. I'm going to go to Texas. I'm going to look around the state and I want to figure out where I want to be. And basically, I started literally with Google Maps and I looked at the whole state as satellite view. And I looked at it and I noticed, okay, the east side of the state is very green and very lush. The west side of the state is very sandy and very desert-like. So I said, first off, I want to be on the east side of the state. So I started, zooming in on big cities in the area, or big towns and big cities that looked like they had, a decent industry base. And I said, okay, I want to go here, I want to go here, I want to go here, I want to go to the other place. And I flew into Dallas. I stayed just outside of Dallas for about a week, and I'd go and visit one state, go visit one city and look around on one day, then go visit another city the next day and just see what I saw. And I was looking at housing prices, looking at the kind of industry that there was in the area, just kind of having a look around, kind of scope out the place. And one of the places I came to was Waco, and I just kind of fell in love with the place. And I remember at the time, I was like, in addition to looking for potential jobs or places that I might be able to get hired, I was also looking at maybe housing. And I was really just blown away by housing prices. And I remember I was texting my dad at the time, showing pictures of the houses and then showing him the real estate link with the price on it. And it's like, these houses are really nice for not a whole lot of money. And I decided Waco at that point. And I remember I was having an extended texting conversation one night with Jordan as I was relaxing. And he, uh, he said, you really ought to do a vlog. You got to start vlogging. And he sent me this link of some guy who had become homeless and was living in his van and was starting to do a vlog. And he said, if this guy can do it, you can do it. And that's really what got going on that. And the thing that allowed it to take off was just Jordan promoting me and letting me, people knew me because they'd seen me on his vlogs. And he started talking about my vlogs. When I'd appear on his channel, he'd say, "Oh yeah, Breck's starting his own vlog called Escaping the Mouse." And he gave me access to his viewers to his Facebook page, and it just went crazy. And in fact, he also played a key role in me monetizing this channel because I was talking to him. There's a couple of rules you got to have. You got to have a certain number of subscribers. You got to have 1,000 subscribers, and I think like 10,000 view hours or something like that before you can monetize. And I'd hit the 10,000 view hours, and I was like 50 subscribers short of the 1,000. And I was texting back and forth with Jordan and said, hang on a second, I'm going to do something about this. And he went and did a live stream and he called it Breck Needs Your Help. And it was all about, how I'm, just a handful of subscribers away from hitting 1,000 so I could monetize. And by the end of the live stream, He pushed me way past 1,000. I think I was at 1,400 subscribers by the end of the live stream, and within 24 hours, I was at 2,000 subscribers. That's the power of Jordan, and I'm grateful for him because all of this is because of him. And now I've been talking for like 20 minutes, and I missed a bunch of stuff here. Let's see, what did I miss? Yeah, see, this is all Mark's fault. He got me going about how he started watching Jordan and started watching me when I was selling my house. That's what triggered that whole thing. Is it a new Steve Keen? No, that's actually an old one. I've had that. I think that's 2005. Hello, Bill. Thanks for watching. You're watching another show, and my feed pops up on your TV. That's awesome. Daniel like the mac and cheese and the hot peppers. Yeah, I always do that in mac and cheese. Yeah, Phyllis, I love Texas. Texas is awesome. It's miserable to be outside in the summer, but it's great in the pool, and I love going in the pool, in the evenings and at night and kicking back with a couple of beers. There's nothing better. Yeah, I think most of you started watching me because of Jordan's vlogs. I think I have a few of my own viewers that I got just because, YouTube recommended me or they stumbled upon me somehow, but most of you came to me from Jeff or from Jordan. Sorry, I saw Jeff's name on the page here, and he's and accidentally said that here. Yeah, you're right. The top vlogger is the person who gives up freedom for protection will end up with neither. We're Bite and Nibble. They were out here a little bit at the beginning, but I think they're both back in their room now. Oh, Bill had his pacemaker replaced. That doesn't sound like a lot of fun, but he's feeling better now. That's good. I'm glad. Oh, Kim's in the Bay Area. You enjoying the storm? My mom was really excited about that. She loves it. She's like me. She loves it when it rains, but it doesn't rain that much in California. We could talk food. Yeah, that's true. When will Flash come home? It's really just a matter of me being able to get out there and pick her up. Right now, in fact, somebody asked this on the in the comments on the video last night when I'm going to go pick up Flash, and actually, I think it was yesterday, and I answered that. The issue is just me getting time off of work to do it, and that recently got a little bit more complicated at work because one of the two leads in the department quit about a week ago. And so that puts an awful lot of extra pressure on the other lead and also a little bit more on me too, because I'm sort of considered a backup lead. And so I don't know, we're going to have to play that by ear, but I do want to do that at some point. He met me in Jordan's vlogs when he would take Jaw over to my house to have him. Yeah, when he traveled, right? Yeah, I was Jaw's babysitter for a long time. That's my dream automobile. You know what? I'm not really a car nut, so I don't know. Cars are utilitarian for me. It's just it's a it's a mode to get from point A to point B. Too many margaritas, no such thing. Yeah, I've always loved the rain. I think it's just because it happens so infrequently in California. That's another one of the things that kind of made me choose Texas. I suppose it could have been, any of the southern states because, Texas, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, Florida, they all kind of get their share of rain, being there with their close proximity to the Gulf. But Texas has just been a great place for me. Any ideas where I might like to go to supper for dinner or go for supper tonight? Honestly, I pulled some fajita meat out of the freezer. I think I'm gonna have that. I got some tortilla shells, and I think we can make up some fairly decent fajitas. Yeah, Jaw's a good dog. I think I miss him as much as I miss Jordan. Maybe more so because I at least communicate with Jordan from time to time. But it's something I'd like to buy that I would need to save up for. I'd love to have a really great telescope. Especially if it was something that I could, do video on and shoot video of something and then put it on the vlog. I would love to do that. Get a good maybe $5,000 or $10,000 telescope. You know, I got I got that telescope over there, but that's little more than a toy. You can see Jupiter and about four of its moons. You can see Saturn and its rings. It's good for looking at Mars. It's good for looking at the moon. It's good for looking at Venus, but that's about it. It's a toy. Did I make more salsa with the El Pato? Yeah, I've got. I'm making that all the time. I've got probably 6 or 7 jars of it in the freezer right now. In terms of in terms of recipes that I've gotten from my viewers, that's the one I've done the most because I've made salsa probably 5 or 6 times now. You're thinking of moving to Washington State, all right? You get some rain up there, definitely. Yeah, fajitas do sound good. My big problem is when I went to Costco a little over a year ago and bought a bunch of meat, I bought one of these big packages of prepackaged fajita meat. It's already got the spices, it's already cooked up, or it's already sliced up. All you got to do is just basically cook it. But the problem is, I don't usually think to pull stuff out of the freezer early enough for it to thaw. And That's one of the big things. That takes probably 6 or 8 hours to thaw. So I remembered that this morning and I pulled it out. And so I think that's what I'll be having for dinner tonight. What recipe am I going to try next? I don't know. I don't know. A lot of times, like I said a little earlier, when there's certain kinds of vlogs, restaurant vlogs and cooking vlogs are usually kind of spur of the moment kind of things. I get up in the morning and say, what am I going to do for a vlog today? Let's do a cooking vlog. So it could happen anytime. I may do one this week. I've already got this week's videos already uploaded. So I don't know. We'll see. How much does a really good telescope cost? Um, Sky's the limit, really. I mean, a decent telescope is going to start about $2,000 and it goes up from there. And there is no limit. I mean, what did they pay for Hubble? But in terms of a consumer one, 2,000 to 50,000, depending on the features and the size. The people are taking private trips into space. If I could afford it, would I go? In a second. In a second. No debate at all. Yeah, I'd love to go to space. Can you imagine how great of a vlog that would be? I'd just turn on the camera right before launch and I'd have it running the whole time. Maybe just live stream it. I don't know if I could live stream though. I bet you my cell reception would really suck in the ionosphere. Just saying. Ah, church time for Gene. Good to see you, Gene. Thanks for stopping in. Love the mac and cheese. Cool, cool. Thank you. Chicken and dumplings, and that sounds good too. I'll have to find a good recipe for that. Well, let's not confuse astrology with astronomy. I'm into astronomy, and I'm sure that's probably what you mean. That's probably an autocorrect issue, but yeah, I'm into astronomy. There's so many things that'd be really great to have, though, to be able to see. I don't know if it would be the best vlog. It would be the best one I'd ever done. Start off with a launch, go through the whole process of that, get up to the end where you're in zero gravity and floating around in the capsule. How awesome would that be? Yeah, I think Jeff did do a chicken and dumplings vlog. He did it just recently. I think I'd get a video with the purchase price of a ticket to space. I don't know. I think I'd probably insist on it. I wouldn't need to have them make a video for me. I'd make my own. Are there any planetariums or observatories near me? I think there is a planetarium uh, relatively nearby. I know I've heard them do like talking about advertising, doing like laser fluid and stuff like that. I think that's usually done on an observatory or on a planetarium. But a lot of times, you can't video and stuff like that. So, I gotta focus on things that would be great for vlog. Sometimes there's copyright issues. If I were to go in and try and video laser Floyd, first off, they'd probably not allow me to do it in the first place, and it would get demonetized for having copywritten music in it. So that's something you always got to focus on when you're a vlogger. Everyone got quiet here. You're watching the light show behind me. That's been a regular part of my vlog for quite a while. I think I started doing it here because I used to have the Christmas lights in the apartment. I can get away with a light show now because I can put the little laser projector on the floor behind the couch. Couldn't do that before because there wasn't any space between the wall behind the couch and the couch. Get out of the way there so you can watch the show here. I don't think it's they feel they have to drink and drive. They feel that they can control it. I think that's just human arrogance and lack of concern for others. Drinking and vlogging, on the other hand, Bill's going to run over to church. All right. We'll be here for another 30 minutes or so. It is funny how being a vlogger kind of does affect the kinds of places you can go or you will go. I'd almost kind of like to go visit that Interspace Caverns place again with a new camera. Because last time I shot that, I just shot it with my cell phone, and that does all right, but it isn't really designed for the low light conditions that the camera I've had. Well, I can't really call it a new camera because I've had it for almost 2 years now, but that does really well in lower light. That was one of the reasons that one got recommended to me. But I thought about going to some of the cactus festivals. No, gotta admit that's never crossed my mind. Well, honestly, Phyllis, that's sort of the reason I do a lot of the things, that are, you know, staged behind me are designed to kind of be subtle, to kind of like, keep it interesting. So like people notice like, oh man, I've never noticed that that's back there. You may recall 3 or 4 years ago, Jordan and I went to an Oktoberfest in Huntington Beach, California. Well, we brought a couple of beer steins, and those are the beer steins right there that we brought with us. And those are a couple of the pumpkins that grew in my yard, that were growing in my yard last year. And when I went to the Mayborn Museum a couple months ago and did that dinosaurs exhibit thing there, I bought this Newton's cradle there. And so that's kind of been something that I've had in the background for a while. You know, one of those things that kind of catch people's attention. Always wanted one of those. My cousin had one of those on his desk, and I was always fascinated by that. Hey, Pegtooth, how you doing? That's right. I'm just realizing we've had several regulars that haven't popped in. Pegtooth, big one. I haven't seen Black Dot yet. Haven't seen Jeff Kidd. What's the story behind the blue bear? This guy is something a friend of mine made. I used to work at a company called Disc Manufacturing Incorporated, and there was another girl in my department. And one year, I think for Christmas, she made everyone handmade bears, and she knew I was into astronomy, so she made this one with all sorts of like astronomical phenomena in the fabric. The kind of cool thing about him is a lot of the light colors glow in the dark. So you charge it up and turn out the light, and he glows. So he's just been my mascot here ever since I started doing live streams. I think he's probably been in every one of the live streams. You go back and look, he's there. Yeah, conservation of energy. Uh, Body at rest tends to remain at rest. Body in motion tends to remain in motion. Yeah, a couple of Newton's laws there. Hello, Nancy. Would I go to space if the ticket was free? Yes, definitely. Yeah, glow in the dark space bear. Have I ever thought about on a long weekend going out of state and doing a few vlogs? Yeah, maybe. Gas prices are a little hard right now, so actually, I still got one I've been thinking about doing down in Austin. That'd probably be a multi-day kind of thing. I'll do it at some point. Yeah, I've turned my fingernail black more than once. That's no fun. Thanks for stopping in, Phyllis. It's always good to talk to you. Lived on a 12th floor. One storm was bad. It cracked the wall. That's no fun. No, thank you. Lived in California once. An earthquake sloshed half of the water out of my pond. $2 a liter for gas in Canada. I was just reading yesterday that some places in California gas is $7.25 a gallon. That's insane. Running out of fuel in the UK. I thought that Russian pipeline was supposed to take care of that. It's funny. It's okay for Russia to have a pipeline and for their oil, but in the U.S. we can't. Yeah, prices were so low for so long. I mean, the entire time I've been in Texas, gas was less than $2 a gallon. I think at the bottom, I was seeing like $1.60. I haven't seen gas prices that low in 40 years. Of course, I lived in California most of my life. That's a little bit more normal, I think, in Texas. Okay, we got our first troll of the day here. Bye bye. That isn't even a troll. That's just somebody trying to advertise a porn site. I had to block somebody in a long time. Yeah, I was just thinking the same thing. It's like, yeah. But like I said, this isn't a troll. This is just somebody coming on here trying to advertise a porn site. Losers. Well, look who's back here. Hello, Bite. You gonna come up and visit? Meow. Meow. You done napping and now your tummy is rumbling? Is that what it is? Huh? Well, come on up and visit. Yeah, I don't know. I honestly don't think I can't understand how people think that that's going to that anybody's going to be interested in that. But I don't know. I guess there are enough people out there that come on up, come on up and visit. Got the kitty brush. You like the kitty brush? That's up here. Yeah, we'll see if he. Yeah, there he goes. Gonna go hide behind the couch. Pretend. Got to play the shy cat thing when he isn't really that shy. You're not that shy, are you? You want to be the center of attention. It's not enough that I'm. It's too much that I'm paying attention to the audience and not you, isn't it? That's what it's all about. Whatever. Yeah, that's true. If they were trying to get me to go to a food website, I'd lose all of you. There he is. Decided to come in from this side this time. Hello, Tracy. How are you? All right. It is now officially the Breck and Bite show. It's a website called Friends of Cats. Would you go to that site, Bite? Huh? Would you go to a website called Friends of Cats? We got a request for a belly rub. You up for a belly rub? Huh? Let's do a belly rub here. Oh, belly rub time. It's funny, he's not usually very tolerant of being held, but I think he likes the belly rubs, don't you? All right, you done? All right, belly rub's over. Now let's get all the cat hair off my face. There he goes. And just like that, probably back to his room now. Chris wants me to rub his back. All right, what you do, Chris? You put your back against the side of your monitor, your tablet, or your device, or whatever you're watching, and it'll just go like this. There you go. That's the best I can do, Chris. Sorry. This is the virtual world after all. How's Silo? Silo is a lot of fun. It's as we get closer and closer to Halloween, it's getting busier and busier. A lot of people there last night. I don't think I got out of there until I don't know, probably I didn't get home until almost 2 a.m. So for a place that stops letting people in at midnight or at 11, I don't think we cleared everyone out of there until almost 1. Any new or interesting bottled suds? Not lately, actually. I'm just sticking with my Voodoo Ranger right now. That's still very popular with me. Do they have a website where they can buy merch? You can go check out their website. I think it's just siloscreams.com. Let me check here. I don't know if they've got any extra merch that you can buy. I have seen like people who come to the show walking around in these shirts, so they must sell them somewhere. Yeah, it's just siloscreams.com. They still got my interview up from John a few weeks ago. A couple of my videos are up there. That's always fun. I don't see a merch site though. Let me see. Location, schedule, tickets, contact. No, I don't see a merch site. So guess not. You have to go down there to buy one. They aren't really locking us down in terms of traveling anymore. So that happened right at the beginning of the COVID thing, and they were all freaked out about it. So, but I don't think there'd be an issue of me traveling to California. My big problem in California right now is, how much it'll cost if I go there. No, that would be probably one heck of a commute from Vegas. I see a Shawshank Redemption reference there. Love that movie. That's a great movie. The book was really good too. Bohemian style bottled beer on the roof of the plate factory, courtesy of the hardest screw in Shawshank. Yeah, well, Laura Lee looks aren't everything. Yeah, I think they want to do vaccine passports here too, and I know California is doing. That's another reason that I don't know if I want to go to California. I'm vaccinated. I don't. That's not the thing. I just, this isn't Germany. I'm not going to show my papers to go somewhere. Strike that. This isn't Nazi Germany. Germany isn't like that anymore. Well, I don't know. Maybe it started to become like that because of COVID, but Yeah, I know. That's what I saw that on the news the last couple of days. The gas is over $7 a gallon in some parts of California. That's insane. You know, just for my car with a 12 gallon gas tank, that's that's almost $100 to fill up. That's the thing I don't really get about states like California. They tax everyone so much that they chase businesses out of the state, but then they keep raising taxes and think the revenue is going to keep coming in. You know, that was one of the reasons I left California is it's such a highly taxed state. Yeah, I agree with you, Peg. I mean, it isn't even that. I mean, where else do you have to show, you have to surrender your medical records to participate in society? Are you working any I'm working Silo of the Screams this year again. Um, really enjoy doing that. A lot of fun. In fact, if you're on the Facebook page, I um, went live for about 7 minutes last night inside the attraction. I basically just put the cell phone in a prop sink that's in the room I'm in, and just kind of lets you the sound effects more than anything else. Here, let me see if I can find it, get it on really quick here. So yeah, that was basically the view. Like I said, I just pointed it at the ceiling and let it run for about 7 minutes. But I thought that was kind of fun. I was originally planning on, setting it up so I could let just see people getting scared, but I figured, no, that might be an invasion on people's privacy. They don't want to necessarily think that they've gone live onto the internet. So I just decided the safest thing to do was put it in the sink and let people hear what was going on. If I go to California, I am not going to bring my card. So if they won't let me in, then I'm not going in. That's just the way it is. Sorry, I got like cat hair in my eye or something like that from our belly rub a little while ago. Like I said, it isn't even really in opposition to the vaccine. I'm vaccinated. I got vaccinated back in March. It's the first opportunity I had. I went and did it. But I wouldn't go get a booster shot right now because at this point the only reason I got the vaccine in the first place is so I could ditch the mask. And now they're basically saying, well, you still got to wear the mask. It's like, well, what's the point of getting the vaccine then if it doesn't change anything? They've just undermined their entire argument in terms of we want people to get the vaccine, but it doesn't change anything. You still got to wear the mask. Nuts. People have been leaving California in droves for years. I mean, 6 or 8 months before I left California, one of my neighbors across the street left California for Texas, by the way. I told him at the time, yeah, I'm thinking about doing the same thing, and here I am, and I'm happy. I'm happier now. Oh yeah, everything's more expensive now and everywhere. I mean, everything you look at. Yeah, I think Texas is growing. I think we picked up a house seat. You've not been in California. You're not missing much anymore. Used to, well, it's still a beautiful place. There's a lot of, natural places that are unspoiled, but basically anywhere where people are, it's not a fun place anymore. I was just talking to my boss the other day about vaccines, and we were saying that it's ridiculous how they're completely screwing up the message about getting vaccinated. You want people to get vaccinated, then tell them, give them a reward when they do. The reward is you don't have to, you know, live in and wearing a face diaper anymore. Yeah, exactly, seduced. You're right. Uh, I was just reading a study recently out of Israel where they tested like 3 million people, and they find that people who've had the virus have natural immunity, and that immunity is better than the vaccine. They keep talking about all the percentage of people that aren't vaccinated. Well, how many of those have had the virus? We don't know. Nobody knows because they won't tell us that. It's all about control. That's all. That's really all it is. They like how they can control all of our lives, and unfortunately, we let them do it for the last year, and now they don't want to let go. Liberty lost is rarely ever restored. Yeah, I've been seeing a meme on Facebook pop up says make 1984 fiction again. All right, well, we're in our final minutes. Let's try and turn it to something more positive. That's kind of depressing. I don't want to leave on a low note. I think you're gonna like the couple videos that the next two videos that go up. Um, they were kind of fun to shoot, and I think they're going to be fun to watch. Thanks, Tracy Rothmeyers. Appreciate it. You have a happy week too. I'm on my weekend, so it only goes uphill from here, and it's my long weekend too, so I like that. Where are the cats? They've been in and out here, but I think they're both back in their room now. Charlotte and Logan were here last week. It was good to see them. I guess it just hasn't worked out past few weeks. So yeah, it's funny. I bought a Texas flag even before I got to Texas, and you know it's I never once had a California flag. If you were to leave New York, you would move to Texas. Awesome. Yeah, Texas is a great place. I love this place. I still can't believe I'm a Texan now. It literally was the best decision I ever made in my life. You had a book of Texas state flags when you were a kid, huh? There were several other areas I was looking at. There's a city right on the Louisiana border called Longview that I looked at. Wasn't really as impressed with that. I don't know. It seemed a little dreary and depressing. I mean, it was the middle of winter, so all the trees were kind of dead, and they started with that way here in Waco too. But I don't know. I just like the vibe of Waco more, and it felt like home when I got here. And I also looked at Dallas and Fort Worth, but that was too much like the big city. That was too much like what I was trying to get rid of or get away from. So, those were the areas I didn't really want to go into any of the big cities. I wanted to stay away from there. I did look at Dallas, like I said, but there's nothing I don't like about Waco right now. It's such a beautiful place. The people are nice. It's got a really cool history. Lots of fun things to go see. It's got kind of that small town vibe, but it's big enough to have everything you need. I used to visit my grandmother who used to live in a small town in central Minnesota called Bram. And Bram was a fun town. It was a nice little tiny town, but it was literally one of those towns where if you drove through on the highway and you blinked at the wrong time, you missed it. And except for like a fast food restaurant and a grocery store and a couple like specialty stores, that was all there was in town. So, there wasn't a whole lot to do. So I like the vibe of a small town, but I wanted to have all the things that I need in life, and Waco has all those things. So, Brown didn't even have a Home Depot. How would I survive without a Home Depot? See, I think it's a case of like the grass is always greener because I lived in Southern California all my life, and so I wanted to get more into a small town thing. Jordan grew up in kind of a small town, and so he wanted to get away from that and go into the big city. And now I think he kind of burned out on that and has kind of moved, I think, to maybe kind of middle ground now. Well, anyway, it looks like I put in my 2 hours here, so I think I'm going to pull the plug on this. I got a couple of videos I got to edit for next few days, and I'm going to go see what we do. Maybe we'll do a simple little vlog today too. So, thanks everyone for watching. I had a lot of fun today, and I will see you next weekend. Good night.